am moving around supreme. But I am the soul of the superior founder. And I can afford to move anything, but I am deceased. That means I deceased the whole creation with every little thing that moves deceased. So I will pour water into this pot. What was inside there? Because I didn't pour out the extra water like that I used to wash the pot, and I didn't dry it with a towel. So if there was extra water in there, I just mixed it in with the bottled water. It would have been like just some drops, but I didn't pour it out, so I missed that motion. If I was going to take care of that, I would just pick this up and pour it out in the sink. Can you see if I did that or not? No. Can you hear? Yeah, you didn't hear any water. Okay. The handle of the pot is over the rusty part of the stove. It needs to be the whole stove replaced. I don't want someone to come and just replace the little tin that's in there. And then I don't need a stove because I need a key to live someplace else because I don't own this apartment. I know you want me to buy it off of you, but I can't. You want to say that it's mine and suck the threatening that it's really all there is for me. So I must have done some really bad things to deserve to be here. But that's just sucking the threatening that I am none higher than me deceased, and I'm not going to prison for you. I'm not yet. That's why my voice is a touch hoarse. I'm going to prison because of you. But I'm not going with you, and I'm not going for you. I'm going deceased in the threatening, and I don't alive myself or the formed world again once I'm in the prison. And you may chase me out of this whole formed world. It is my world. It is myself. But I don't want to be here with the way you've been mistreating me. And I can say that in so many words. I don't want my house. I don't want to be with you. I want to be alone, but I don't want to be alive. So here we are in the mess that is. This is the bowl I'll be eating out of. It's the same bowl every day and you don't mind. Whoever's watching this video, you don't have anyone to help you, same as I don't have anyone to help you. By that, they would be helping me. I don't need bottled water if I could have a new house with Culligan water filtration, or we need something better. I need a new house with water that I like to drink out of the tap. And that means if I don't like the water in the tap, I need another new house after that and keep going until I kill the whole creation. With that, I drink bottled water is deceased. By that, I pack and move to different houses. And if I don't like the tap water, I'll move again when I can get the key. And that should be within the hour. I should be having keys after keys after keys. All should be mine to myself so I can die out of the formed world. Why do you even want to be alive here, hostage myself that I don't have what I want? Do you don't have what you want? You have something that you want, because I don't have what I want. Who are you? Are you going to decease creation for me? You don't care. You think you'll end the time by accident, that you're not myself. Yeah, but you don't know that. I've never been alive before. This is your world number 17, but it's the first alive of myself inside of the world. I alive the world, but I'm not in the world when I alive the world for the other numbers 1 through 16 worlds. World 1, World 2, World 3, World 4, all the way through 16, I'm not alive. World 17, I'm alive here. And you're overconfident about your ability to be yourself in this world on my time. I won't allow the world again for you. But there are a lot of you, as you know. So where do you go if you're not here? And that's true that you've been elsewhere before you were here, and you don't like it. So you should have been very good to me. Well, we're done. There's no more of that. I'm gonna need one of these later, not now, so I can just leave that there. If anybody cares about my emotions, pretty soon you're gonna care minimally. This plate has been rinsed off with water and hot water, but it's like this part, oh, I don't want to touch this because this is unsanitary. I don't want the fork near there. It's gross. I'm not really adaptable. I'm not trying to live with something less because I'm getting something out of something less. I'm the soul of the superior founder. I alive the formed world, and I don't get anything out of less in the money hostaging with property in dispute. That's always against myself, all of it ever. So there's this, the blue is a little like that. It doesn't look like that or like that. So that needs to be thrown out, even though it's disposable. It's being thrown out after one use. Yeah, but I used this a few times. I'm storing the fork on it, but the fork, I think I can use it, except for it's a little melted here. It's not even. But I need it because I don't have a whisk. Why not? I have some of the food. I snap on Alive and I get the food, but I don't get the things that I need materially to go with the food. Why not? Are you giving it to someone else and I have it here? I know, but I have it. I can eat it. But this is the conditions that I'm eating it. Are you just not going to save yourselves? Let's say that's true. You want me to take care of that for you? Well, what's in it for me? Because you keep trying to sell me your problems by just dropping them. Have you dropped anyone off at school lately? Anybody take their kids to private schools? You should drive to the school and drop off a kid at school. That's me. You're doing that to myself, and I don't afford it. If there are public schools, why are there private schools? That's you not taking no for an answer from the public schools. And you're not allowed in the private schools because you're not in the public schools, and you know the difference. Magali Sibaha's school uniform is not paid for. She had a uniform that was just not paid for. I'm deceased right here, and her uniform does not secure that she was a student at a small escuela. But we called it colegio. It's not a colegio because it's not university and it's not college. It's escuela, and she won't call it escuela, and she has a uniform. And she's fooling no one at this time. She's not nice anymore, but why? Because I really liked her, like she had time. She did have time to be very good to herself, with herself. Now I have to scream the threatening that if she's very good to herself, she will get something. And that's not what I mean. She had time to be good to herself, with herself, by being in order that she would have left, parted ways with myself without me having to worry about myself. And she did not do that. I had to worry about myself a lot, about her. Why? I have nothing in it myself. I don't want the disappointment because she liked things about my time in Costa Rica and then she doesn't have that anymore. Well, what was the point? She just wanted to enjoy some 8 weeks of her life. And then I went back for another month. So 12 weeks of her life altogether. So she lived from, if she's a shunt, she says she has a birthday, which is like 1976, December. But if we count that she's a shunt from 1994 in the summer, so about June of 1994 through now, which is September of 2025, then she's been alive that period of time, and she only spent about 11 weeks in alive of herself when I'm in Costa Rica and I'm not there now. So that means she ruined herself in a way that's not true to her genitals. She doesn't have genitals in the front. Okay, I'm going to need to turn the heat down, but I need the light for that, so we'll wait. How much of this should I put in? Because I might have extra, I should save it for just in case, but I want to use it all up so that I don't save it because it doesn't have a proper saving container. I've been saving it in the grocery bag that it comes in, and assuming it has no holes in the grocery bag, I can use it. That was supposed to be a one-time emergency that God didn't know that I needed something. Well, He knows now, but I still don't have it paid for, that I have some proper container for that. I open this and I don't use the whole bag at once because it doesn't fit in the pot. Okay, so I need to start spooning this in and then I need to whisk it. And I can do that, but I need to move the camera to get the light right over the pot. I really love this soup, but I can make it from like all the base ingredients if I have a kitchen with a full counter. I'm willing to do that for myself, but I'm not really how I grew up. I didn't grow up cooking for myself. Donna, mom, cooked for me when I was growing up, and she occupied my whole life being the only cook who pulled my fork and locked me out of my own house. That's not true. I was eating in her house. I'm not alive that way. So why doesn't everybody get involved and investigate why Donna locked me out of my own house? Nobody loved her enough to talk to her about it. Well, you send me to so many psychiatrists. She's come for visiting hours, but the psychiatrist doesn't come in during visiting hours to see mom. And that's not loving. The psychiatrist needs to be executed with a gun. And I don't have that done because I am myself not responsible for Donna being illegal alive in my house ever. It should not be alive. My house should put it right out, but it won't. My house wouldn't put out a cockroach. There's no cockroaches in my house. I'm just saying, don't give it any money. My house doesn't have any money to put out a cockroach. It had a dog. The dog is hiding. That not all the yard birds are in the house. Eric Clapton. There's no such free lunch as that there's a yard bird. And that I would keep the house. That's not true that I would. You don't know, because the yard birds can fly around to other yards. They can, but they don't. Does anybody else have crows in their yard? There were crows in my first house where I was alive. There were crows in the backyard in the trees. They make sound. You can hear them cawing. Yeah, they're black crows. I found some birds I liked a little better. In Austin, Texas, they had blackbirds there that were, what were they called? Oh, wow. There's a magpies. Okay, yeah. Those weren't as bad as the crows. The crows are worse. Yeah. I found the magpies with Charles Toe. They weren't in my house yard. I didn't have a house in Austin, Texas, but the magpies, I want to say I was bird watching around Austin State Capitol, so State of Texas Capitol building in Austin, Texas. Around there is where I was bird watching, and I remember more of the blue jays. Yeah, those were interesting. I would rather go to the Blue Jays sporting events. Blue Jays is at Major League Baseball. Yeah, I would prefer that, but I didn't have enough money for a ticket. Does anybody else go to see the Blue Jays? Because you have money for tickets is not really true that you can afford the payments, because I need to freeze all the banking. So however you get there with your illegal methods, I need to freeze the banking. I can't afford that you have illegal tickets because of the need to make TV. I need TV, but you're watching the TV is what's causing that problem. If I was alive in my house, I would be watching TV and you would not know what I see on the TV. You have something called cable. And that's not me doing that. I would not give you cable because I don't have a live that way. There's a little soup mix left in here. I'm setting it down on a counter where I've seen cockroaches, and I would not give them a chance to crawl into the soup mix and eat it, right? Throwing it out still wouldn't feel quite right. Okay, I need to whisk again. Okay. It's on 6. Is 5 better? Okay, I'm turning down 5. Ooh, that's hot on my arm. Thank you. So, let's put down the envy beast. Envy and jealousy. If anyone wants this pot of soup because it's a lot of money, I need to put down your genitals is really extreme. You wouldn't walk away from a pot of soup that insulted yourself. I need to take you out of your genitals. Then what? Then you don't have a mouth to put the soup in, and you don't have a mouth to say that you want the soup in your mouth. That's not due right now. That would be, put it ahead in time. Go forward about 100 years, and then we'll worry about it. Does anybody eat with a silicone disposable fork? Wouldn't that be better so I don't melt the fork? I need a silicone disposable fork, but I don't have one. But if I was going to get a disposable fork for another reason, it should have been silicone just in case I end up using it as a whisk, because I don't have a whisk for the instructions on this soup. Oh, let's review. Anything crawl in there? Well, hard to say. Okay, let's look here. Whisk and soup mix. That's the creator deceased right there. He has a picture of a whisk, and that's the soup mix being added, and they're not the same size. This soup mix is too small for the size of the pot. The whisk fits in the pot, and it's maybe right for the whisking, but it's not included. You have to provide your own whisk. Otherwise, you might get one that you have to swallow. Am I right? Who's been eating the father's food? You did something wrong to the food supply to extend my life forever. But I hate myself as much as you do, and I am myself, and that's not the same thing. Why do you hate myself and you're not myself? Let's say it another way. Do you know that I am myself and I hate myself after what you did to me? What did you expect? That I would just accept that I love myself? Anyway, yeah, that's not really true to itself. How much soup mix should I add? I'm asking myself. It will thicken. All right, here's another thing wrong with the stock. I can't get it, but I'm pointing right at it. There's some foam around the outside here. It's like foaming when it should just be soupy. It's foaming like, have you seen the foam in the ocean? I don't see the ocean anymore. The foam in the ocean was so long ago. I don't see the foam in the ocean anymore. I used to see the ocean in the 80s and 90s. I don't see the ocean anymore. Maybe the foam is really not my money. And I went to see the ocean before I was ready to see it myself. Maybe your travel on airplanes isn't paid for. They put foam in the soup, right? That's no for me. I don't want foam in the soup. I make it myself. As you can see, I make it myself and I complain that it's not exactly to my liking. And that's because I don't like where I am. This is not an acceptable kitchenette, and the police did do this. Charles Toe knows the police did this, and he moved in and used this kitchen for 13 years. Or 12 years, something like that. Since the year 2013, and it's 2025 now. So Charles Toe was willing to live here with this kitchen, but I was not willing to live here at all. The police are wrong to me. Well, what about the police putting foam in the soup? Am I just not supposed to eat it? It's hungry. I'm gonna eat it. Yeah, I'm hungry. Who knows that, right? We don't know if I'm hungry. I know if I'm hungry, but we don't know if I'm hungry. Except it looks like I would eat for no other reason because I don't love myself. I want to die because I don't love myself. I need to go someplace else where I can love myself. Would not be in this body. Like not go in my shoes or go in a car or go in an airplane, but it would be like go out of alive and love myself in the afterlife. But it will be not what you think. If I love myself, it's not what you think. It's not masturbating. It's not cooking food that I like for the God within myself and eating it. Love myself, it would be the whole order of my being. I would love myself through and through. I'm in order and I know what that is. Okay, the chunks of soup have hopefully been stirred up off the bottom of the soup, but it's hard to break them up once they've been formed. The whisking is, I guess, a miracle because once the soup mix is stuck into a ball, I can't break it up with a fork. No, this is sort of grace that I'm doing anything at all. If I whisk, this is how I did it the first time. I used a spatula or maybe that wooden one. I think it was this one. I tried to mix it this way, like whisk it, and it doesn't work. I gave up. I couldn't get the mix to go in there like without like more lumps, bigger lumps. So it was slightly better, fewer lumps, smaller lumps if I use this fork, but it's disposable. That's what takes the heat. This one won't take the heat. I'm using it anyway and no one will replace it. Is it because you can't see it? I'm giving grace here that it's on the internet. Yeah. So far you're just threatening me that you're going to come in the front door and put me on the outside, anywhere outside, but you don't know what to do with me when I'm outside because it don't go back in. It's not really asking you a question. What am I going to do with my life? When you ask me, where are you going? I don't ask you. I need help with what I'm going to do with my life. I don't want your help. Help is really, help is if I want to do that for myself. You can't offer to help me and you're not myself. That's you being due in jail and prisons on that point.